What is up, YouTube? It is June YGO here today with Leo at the Salem, Oregon Regionals. Back-to-back top regionals, in fact. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what you played today?
So my name is Leo, and I'm a student from UW. And last Seattle Regional, I went third place. And in this Salem Regional, I was successful to reach fourth place with an X1.
Perfect. And what did you play today?
I played Pure Snake Eye.
Pure Snake Eyes. And how do you feel about the deck?
It's really fun.
Really fun?
Very flexible against the meta, and I really like making synchro plays, and it paid me off.
That's good to hear. Oh, shout outs to Ramiro. All right. And before we go into the deck profile itself, did you want to give any shout outs?
So shout outs to UW Yu-Gi-Oh! Club, where it made me gain interest in the competitive level, and people in the Scythe Court, especially Elijah. And including Elijah, the three people that I played to practice against YCS Las Vegas, Chris, Ramiro, and Elijah. They helped me to get a boost in experience with the new fire meta before it came out, and I think it really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why don't you go ahead and take us away to the deck profile then?
Okay, so for the engines first, I played 3 Ash, 1 Oak, 1 Birch, 2 Poplar, 2 Flambirch, 3 Witch, 1 Field Spell, 1 Original, 3 Bonfire, and the 3 Wanted.
Okay.
So the only spice that I discussed in the last video, I think it's the Snake Eye Birch, and I think it has a nice application against Nibiru. So that was my 41 card out instead of 1 for 1. Now for the non-engine, I played 2 Droll, 3 Veiler, 2 Mourner, 3 Ash, 3 Nibiru, and finally the 3 trap cards, the 3 infinite impermanence.
Nice, beautiful ultis as well.
Thank you. So in the last video, I said that I would like to cut 1 Droll and increase 1 Mourner, and I think it really paid me off.
That's
so
good.
I'm happy with the hand traps. And then for other non-engine cards would be 3 crossout and 1 triple tactical talent. And finally 1 jet synchron for the synchro plays. So that's all. And my main deck is total of 41 cards.
41 cards. And how did you feel about some cards that were being discussed, like Lullaby of Obedience?
I personally didn't have any experience with Lullaby, and since I've met a lot of non-fire decks, I think not siding in the main was good. So instead, I know there's going to be a hand trap back and forth game, so my decision was to play crossout with 1 talents. So in emergency cases, you can actually call talents for crossout to prevent your monster getting taken.
Sounds good.
Now for the extra deck, I played 1 Linkuriboh, 1 Hida, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Dark, SP and IP. Shout out to the YouTube channel owner, Chris, for buying me this Prismatic Ultimate Rare Salem. And then 1 Promethean Princess, 1 Salem Great Raging Phoenix, Apollosa, Zealantis, and the MVP goes to Underworld Goddess.
Underworld Goddess.
And the synchro monsters, of course, are the remaining 3 slots with Formula, Savage, and Barone.
Explain how Underworld Goddess was such a good card for you today.
So regardless of the matchup, if the hand trap goes back and forth, I think the number one thing that the players are trying to make is an IP within a body. By doing that, they can guarantee a follow-up if they are going to link material off with Flambirch, and then they can also check all my cards with SP. What they don't know about is that if they sit on IP with just 3 monsters, I can use the IP as material for summoning a
Such a big surprise factor.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't create a chain link, so they are not prepared for that. So for example, they were sitting on with SP and IP because they took my IP off Dark. And what I had to do, let's say there was 1 jump monster in the opponent's field, I had 3 monsters. With this, I linked it off with Underworld Goddess. And what it does, since I'm the turn player, it's chain 1 Underworld Goddess. And if they chain 2 IP Master Arena and summon like Little Knight in their extra deck, it still gets negated because the chain resolves backwards.
Right. Correct.
So it was really neat, and the effect for it's unaffected by non-targeting effects also pulled up against Voiceless Voice. So Voiceless Voice also stopped on 1 IP, Skull Guardian, and Low. And I ate the IP, activated, summon the Underworld Goddess, activate the negation effect, and the negation effect cannot be negated by Skull Guardian, right?
Right.
So -1 Omni, I break the board with Zealantis, boom.
Very strong. Nice.
And yeah.
Yeah, that's a very
Now,
interesting spice.
for the side deck, 1 draw because I missed the third one because of putting a bonus Mourner, and then 2 Bell, 2 Bestials, which is Magnamute and Druisworm, 3 Fenrir.
Okay.
Very, very, very strong card, regardless of going first and second.
Okay.
And then for my spell and traps, 1 Duster, 3 Droplet, and remaining 3 goes to Solemn Strike.
Solemn Strike. Awesome. Well, how do you feel that the side deck performed today? Do you feel like you found enough coverage? Was there anything that you feel like you might be changing moving forward? Or
I was happy with everything because I think nearly like 6 out of the 8 matches were tier decks, such as Voiceless, Fire King, or Pure Snake Eye. And then all of the side cards are specifically focused on those matchups. Maybe thinking Droplet and Fenrir as a good card against Rogue decks.
right.
So I met 2 Rogue, and I think the Droplet and the Fenrir paid me off really well. So I don't think in a regionals, I don't think I will change anything from the list.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations again on your top 4 finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're very happy to get more of these beautiful mats.
Yeah.
And plenty more coming from you. You know,
Thank you.
You're one of the best players that I know. So
Bye bye.